What's up, guys? It's your boy Houston Rocket, the Texas Raw Guy, back with another little review. Today I have a smoke shop special. I have been a little down and out. I haven't exactly had the usual products that I have had access to review. And this month I'm getting my first little batch of some pure THCA inventory. I'm going to be doing reviews on all of it, but basically trying to kind of get my foot into the hemp industry. I purchased my hemp license about a month or 2 months ago, and this is my first inventory batch, so I'm hoping that I can kind of build up some capital and start investing that back into the business and doing some more stuff. Until then, I thought this was a nice little find. I thought this was pretty decent. I looked on the website, and retail these things run for $39.99. I was able to find these. If you have in Texas, there are multiple locations of a smoke shop called Vapor Maven. If you have a Vapor Maven, I would check out their shop and see if they have this particular device available. It's by a brand called Sugar. These are their exclusive blend disposables. They're 2.2 grams, and this is a blood orange creamsicle. It does say that it is sativa. Now, the test results, this is one thing I do want to cover because I've gone over this with brands that do this in the past. They advertise this as a THCA, THCAB, THCA9, D9P disposable. I'm going to let you guys know right now, when you scan the COAs, the majority of what's in this is Delta 8. They use live resin cannabis terps, so that is going to make a big difference impacting the flavor and the taste, because it's going to taste closer to like regular cannabis versus some of the Delta 8 distillates that are out there, because they chose to use synthetic or artificial terps or flavorings even. It can severely impact the flavor or taste, and it can definitely make for a less pleasurable experience. Now, there is THCA in this, but it's only about like a quarter of a gram, like 25 to 30 milligrams. Like I said, the majority of this is Delta 8. Now, with that being said, while I'm not a big fan of companies that do this on the packaging, I'm going to explain why they do that. Delta 8, when you vaporize it at the temperatures that these atomizers vape at, is a direct connection vape. It is a direct temperature conversion from Delta 8 to Delta 9 in the way that THCA is going to activate and convert to Delta 9. Okay? So the reason why they're pretty comfortable putting THCA on there is because Delta 8 is behaving in the same way in this vape device. When I vape this, that's not going to be the Delta 8 that I vape. It's going to be converted over to Delta 9. Very similar to if this was actually THCA and I were to vape it at the certain temperature, it would convert over as well. So I guess the way that the companies look at it is because it's all converting over to Delta 9 based off of temperature, to them it's all the same. The only thing I don't like particularly about that, Delta 8 converts down. So you're not getting, while this is a 2.2 gram disposable, and generally if this was all THCA, the bulk of that would get converted to Delta 9. The thing is with this being the majority Delta 8, you're still converting to Delta 9, but you're losing overall in the percentages, because your Delta 8 is going to convert. It takes more Delta 8 to convert down to Delta 9 than THCA, where it's just a direct convert over, if that makes sense. So before I go any further, I just want to clarify the things that I'm speaking on are factual based, right? This isn't opinion stuff. This is all just based off of the fact that this is advertised as a THCA device. The COA clearly shows that the majority of the material inside the device is a Delta 8. Now, the part that is opinion is me kind of, why companies might feel comfortable advertising. That particular part is opinion, because I don't know what might lead them to actually be putting that on the packaging when it is a majority Delta 8. Might be because markets are phasing away from Delta 8, and so they don't want to have anything Delta 8 related on the packaging. Might be because of a number of reasons. I don't know. It might be because the direct conversion over to Delta 9 and them wanting to move away from packaging. So we got a little bit of lore in this situation because we don't know 100% why companies are doing this. But I will say, when I see the COAs and there's nothing mentioned about artificial flavoring or You know what I'm saying? All the testing shows cannabinoids, terpenes, everything that still comes from a cannabis, but you know, maybe it's just they wanted to put together their own blend or what have you. That's pretty common nowadays, you know. The device itself is not a bad little device. It's pretty tiny. It comes with a little extra like silicone fluff, but I took that stuff off. I'm not a big fan of all that. It has a little mouthpiece cover too. I've got that somewhere. I just, so you can put it in your pocket, you can cover that, keep lint out of the mouthpiece. The oil, as you can see, is a little darker as well. This looks about the color to be even like Delta 8 distillate. But I was pretty impressed with the taste because even though I was expecting THCA, whenever I first hit it, it tasted like regular cannabis. So to me, I will say when a Delta 8 blend like this has the live resin cannabis terpenes, it does have some THCA in it. It has some Delta 9 in it. It has the other cannabinoids. I'm a little bit more apt to give these a shot because while yes, it is a blend and they put it together and it wasn't 100% honest, as far as what I know, this is still pretty close to a natural cannabis product. Yes, you know, they had to do some conversions, but Delta 8, I don't know if people are aware, Delta 8 can be converted from CBD isolate just using heat, and then from Delta 8 can be converted to Delta 9 just using heat, utilizing heat. So there are some processes in which you can convert some of these isolates over to intoxicating substances in the cannabinoid realm without any synthetic or derivative materials. You're literally just using heat and time to convert them over. So coming back to the actual device and the actual oil, I've been puffing on it a little bit. You can see there's a good little bubble there. I'm going to take a couple rips on screen too and show you guys how the device works. It's got a little rechargeable, which I had to do because I actually started to record a video and it was dead, so I had to recharge it before I could use it. It's got a little button on the side. I think this is just to warm it up because I've tried clicking it 5 times on and off and it doesn't do anything, but it'll start kind of like pulsing the light, and I feel like that's a heat up or warm up function because really to puff it you just draw off it. Little blinker, nice little cloud. Doesn't really give you that super harsh Delta 8. Like if anybody has had Delta 8 vapes like right when they first hit the market, you know what I'm talking about. That really harsh, like just goes straight into almost like a whooping cough. For whatever reason, the Delta 8 just kind of had an effect on your throat or your lungs to where you just like fucking started coughing like mad. That definitely does not happen. This is a much smoother experience. The terpenes, like I said, this tastes and smells closer to weed, because like after a couple exhales and then you walk out of the room and come back, it's gonna kind of smell like somebody just blew a big doobie in your room. You know what I'm saying? I like the overall size of, even though it's a smaller unit and a smaller battery, I kind of like how tiny that is for the disposable. Just being able to like, I mean, I could literally fist it and it's gone. Is, you know, I kind of like stuff like that when it's teeny tiny and it can be hidden. I don't know why. I personally still like discretion when it comes to cannabis devices and stuff, even though it's got like the bright orange and the black. This could definitely still be, you know, mistaken for like a Nick vape or something. But I gotta say, what really impressed me beyond the taste, the smell, the device, and the packaging was the effects. That's why I wanted to go ahead and do a review on it, because I was like, man, the effects on this are really good and to me close enough to a natural cannabis experience that I feel comfortable putting my name on the line with this. I mean, it was a random not gas station, but a random vape shop, smoke shop find. I was literally just kind of in there. I was picking up some pods for a Nick vape, and then looking to see what they had THCA wise. They really didn't have a whole lot, and I wasn't super thrilled to kind of be faced with the options I was faced with. But I just ordered a bunch of product online that I'm sort of forced to wait for, and I don't have anything that I can really do in between wise. So it was like I had literally a couple bucks. I was looking for something that was in that couple buck price range. They actually had this below retail, so the normal price on these is $39.99. I found this at, like I said, the Vapor Maven smoke shops. They had this for $24.99 for the 2.2 gram disposable. So not a bad price for a 2.2 gram disposable, especially for it to be this quality. The terpenes are definitely legitimate cannabis derived terpenes, and the oil, even though it's Delta 8, I think just because it does have that THCA in there and it's paired with those real cannabis terpenes, you're getting a more close to natural cannabis experience. Like I said, after a few puffs of these, I feel like I've just took, a couple hits off of a doobie or a couple bowl rips or something like that. Doesn't necessarily feel like a traditional distillate, like straight up distillate high. Because a lot of times you could tell with those, if it's just straight up distillate, they use like candy flavorings, stuff like that. There's no other effects. You just kind of get this bland, generic high feeling, so to speak, if that makes sense. Whereas like this is listed as a sativa, blood orange creamsicle. I'm not sure what exactly, if that's a particular strain that they did use, or if it's just the terpenes that they're using to call it that, because it tastes, so this is overall the taste that I get. I don't really get much of a creamsicle. I do get like a slight little bit of a creaminess at the end, but more than anything, I get like a hazy citrusy. So if you've ever had any sort of hazes, you'll kind of have like that little bit of earthy at the beginning, and then right in the middle there is where you get like, if you've ever had a shock top beer. Shock top beer kind of has like that real citrusy hop kind of like vibe to it. Or if you've ever had I mean shit, just about any real good IPA, you're gonna kind of get, IPAs, some do kind of have a stronger grapefruit, but this particular, I'm gonna lean towards like the real citrusy rind IPAs, where you get like that real fresh, almost puts a burn in your mouth from the oil sensation. Kind of like you could just tell they really got those fresh orange peels into the mix. That's kind of what this reminds me of. Is like there's an actual essential oil maybe or something. So the fact that they are using real cannabis terpenes, as well as their extract and their cannabinoids being a blend, and it's not just, you're not just getting the one Delta 8 cannabinoid, you're getting Delta 8, you're getting CBG, CBN, CBD, CBT, there's also like THCP in here. So there's quite a few other cannabinoids that you're getting in the mix that definitely do make for the experience to be a lot better than a traditional smoke shop vape. So that was, like I said, that was the reason this stood out to me a little bit more so than some of the like generic smoke shop vapes that I've had. And I thought it was pretty cool that, like, if you want to try this, yes, you're going to pay a little bit more than I did, because nowadays for some reason smoke shops are actually competing with websites to where like pricing in smoke shops sometimes can be cheaper than what is retail on the website. Well, that was the case with this. The retail price of these is $39.99. I paid $24.99, so I got it for about 10% off, or $10 off compared to like what the retail. So definitely check them out, give them a try. They got other flavors. Not bad for a little disposable that you can pocket, take with you. These would be good for travel, being that it's a legitimate store item that you're purchasing from a shop, not a black market anything or other. This would definitely be something you could probably easily get onto an airplane or a bus or anything like that, public transportation. Legal products especially when you have a packaging that you can show and, you know, receipt that, hey man, I just got this from the smoke shop. That's also going to definitely play a much different factor when it comes to, like, if you happen to ever be fucked with by law enforcement or anything. So these are all things that I think about when I get products like this, because if I get something from a smoke shop that looks questionable, but like if I was a cop, I would possibly arrest me over this. I'm not gonna fuck with it. I'm not gonna fuck with it. There's no point in me buying anything out of a smoke shop if I feel like it carries that type of risk. So I try to look for stuff like this where they make it be known that, you know, this is a legal product. They have all the compliant stuff on the packaging that, you know, requires for them to be able to sell it. So I hope you guys enjoy. This has been the Sugar Exclusive Blends disposable vape, and this was the Blood Orange Creamsicle. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Give me some feedback, like and subscribe. Appreciate all the support. You guys just recently got me over 250 subscribers because of videos like this. So I appreciate it. I really do. I thank you guys for the love and support. Peace and much love, y'all.